Steelers Nation, welcome to episode 9 of the Kold Steel Show live on YouTube. And I am joined today by two amazing Steelers content creators by the name of the Steel Twins. They will be chatting it up with us tonight on this episode. The circumstances have presented us an opportunity. And it's going to be a good episode, a great night to talk about the Steelers. But forewarning, as much as it's awesome the Steelers got a win, nothing's really changed. Twins, would you agree with me on this?
Oh, 100%, I would agree with you. It was great that we got the win, and with how the schedule is going to remain and how the team is looking, obviously, we'll just have to accept the way this team can try to come out with a victory. But even if we win, there's still problems with this team. The team is not a great team in general.
No, it is not. Just to point out a few things off the top of my head, Harris, I think only in this game had 12 carries, which we'll get into the full recap here in a second. But I kind of just want to make a point off the bat. 12 carries, I believe 18 yards on the ground is not going to get it done. And you add in the fact that Ben Roethlisberger was under 200 yards, nothing in the air, worth mentioning, and a QBR rating under 15. And the defense, and you look at the results of this game, the Steelers win because this defense did what they had to do to get us that win. And at the end of the day, that is really the bulk of it. But before we get into the full recap, I kind of want to talk about who's in the chat because I like to introduce everybody. We got the Fiend in the building. He says, "What's up, Kold? What is going on, bro?" We got King in the building. He says, didn't get to watch the game, unfortunately. The Titans game, that is. Danielle is in the house. She says, "What's going on, guys?" The Fiend wants to know if Freiermuth's okay. I just checked. I believe he's going to be out against the Chiefs due to the concussion. And it's unfortunate. Steel Twins, obviously, who are on the phone right now with the terrible towel emoji. Henderson says, "Kold Steel, what's the word, my brother?" Steel Twins in the building. What is up, bros? And that's Henderson.
Hey, what's good? What's good?
Hey, man, it feels good to see you guys in chat. We missed you over the weekend as we were at the game. We're going to also kind of tell you guys some of our experiences here at the end of the show. Who else we got? We got Jedi. He says, after the game, Ben better be saying how we were just a better team and got the dub. No blaming himself or others for a loss. Well, like we said, this game is pretty much no different than what we've seen the entire year, and I'm kind of with the Twins as far as just accepting this team for what they are, which is mediocre and getting things and scratching to remain relevant in the playoff contention. And that's really the only way we can put it without saying the same shit over and over again. We're just accepting of this situation. Trey says Kansas City is going through a COVID crisis. We're also going to get into that as well, because it's not looking good, and I have a feeling it's probably going to be delayed. But yeah, Twins, is there anything off the top of your head you want to start this recap off with that you already didn't cover in your own post game? Like anything in general that you just want to bring up that you probably missed since game night?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's really anything that we missed. There was not really much to talk about for the game, especially on the offense. We were there. The offense did nothing. I mean, the defense was the saving grace of that game. We got 4 turnovers, but we only got 4 field goals out of it. No touchdowns. The only touchdown was a Ben Roethlisberger rushing touchdown, his first rushing touchdown since 2018. But other than that, there was really nothing except we somehow, some way managed to escape Heinz Field with a W, which is good. It's really good.
It's not the first time we've escaped with a win either. I mean, this kind of gave me Seattle Seahawks vibes. Obviously 2 separate games, but there were some similarities between those 2 games. I mean, in this one specifically, though, towards the end, I mean, the Titans were very close to scoring on us. And they came literally just short of getting a first down, which, as we were sitting there in Heinz Field, we were starting to get a little worried about it. But when we got home and I looked at the replay, I mean, he was nowhere near close to getting the first. I mean, he was definitely a yard shy in my book. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got the win. And it's great for the playoff race. I think some people are forgetting, though, that the Colts matter in this whole thing. Some people seem to be happy about the Raiders loss, or the Raiders situation. I think people should be paying attention to what the Colts do going forward. And this Kansas City situation could get really bad for us. Because if they end up delaying this game, boy, that's going to be a short week as we head to Baltimore. Play the Raiders.
That just makes our schedule and our matchups even more difficult. And with what's going on in Kansas City, I fully expect a postponement to happen.
I do too. It's not something I'm wishing for, obviously. And I put this out on Twitter. I said that I much rather the Steelers play against a full strength Chiefs than what they're potentially going to be playing against, because it's the wins like this against the Titans. It kind of gives people this false hope. Like, it was great while we were there. We were in the moment. We were enjoying ourselves regardless of the situation, regardless of what happened in the game. Just being in Heinz as Steelers fans, myself and the Twins, I can think, or I believe we're all on the same page that game was enjoyable regardless in every aspect. But at the end of the day, you can't allow situations like that to kind of cloud your thinking. And I was kind of curious to see like how many people thought we were going to get on here and be like overly positive after a win like that. That's not the kind of channel this is. And I don't think that's how the Twins conduct themselves either. We like to stay grounded. Yeah, we like to stay grounded. We like to keep things as realistic as possible in regards to commentary. And Steelers getting a 19-13 win doesn't really make me say, okay, well, this team's turned things around and we're heading into week 16. I just don't see how much changes between now and the end of the season, the regular season. And that's the part that worries me, because this offense looked absolutely horrible. And it's being masked by a win, which all credit to the defense in my book. What did you say it was, Bob? 4 turnovers?
Yeah.
4 turnovers. 4 turnovers. And this offense could do nothing but get field goals.
And outside thank God for Boswell. Let me just say that.
Yeah, outside of, Ben getting his rushing touchdown, which took 2 attempts, by the way. And the first one was definitely short. When we were in Hines, I think we were kind of upset. We thought he made it. But looking on the replay, he was definitely short. It actually, it kind of gave me Super Bowl XL vibes. I'm just putting that out there. And but
I get what you mean.
Let's actually get into the official stats now. Let's talk about everything that went down in this game, man. Ben Roethlisberger, 16 for 25, 148 yards in the air. No touchdowns, no interceptions, which, as far as interceptions go, that's what you want to see. He was sacked 3 times and he was pressured 15. So the offensive line, and we could see that during the game, did not have their best day. And just a quick plug, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it kind of goes into what I said a week ago in regards to Ben, as far as him having all of his teammates respect. This issue with the offensive line not picking him up off the ground continues to be a problem. And I think it says a lot when the offensive line is not willing to go help Ben off the turf after he takes a hit. Nor do they fight defenders that take any kind of cheap shot at Ben. Just something to think about. But he also had a QBR rating of 12.5, which is pretty low. Although Ryan Tannehill with 20.8 didn't have much better statistics himself, but he did edge Ben just a little bit in the stat department. Moving on to the rushing department, Naji Harris. Man, I don't know how we got a win today because or not today, but yesterday or Sunday. 12 carries, 18 yards. Twins, what do you think about this Harris situation where he's having games where he's getting less than 20? Less than 20 carries in a game. I mean, how do you expect this team to win offensively when you're not being productive in that department?
In that aspect, they can't. I remember I think it was the second offensive drive the Steelers had that game, and we were up in our seats, and they passed it 3 straight times. And we were questioning, why isn't Naji getting the ball early?
I remember that, yeah. That was when we were still in our seats.
And that was early in the game, so it's not like we couldn't establish a running game at that point. So I don't know why we're not handing the ball off to Naji, which is obviously the goal to this offense. That's why you drafted him in the first round. I know the line sucks, and Naji himself can't do much behind it, but I don't know why you don't continue to give Naji the ball. He's one of the only few guys on the offense that's consistently productive.
Exactly. And the Steelers have shown in previous games, especially when we went on that 4-game win streak a few months back, actually, we were very good at establishing a rushing attack. We were very good at running the ball. I don't know where that went. I can understand that the Titans' rush defense is among the best, but just because of that statistic doesn't mean that you should have been in the running game. Like, you drafted this guy in the first round for a reason.
Right.
Like, you chose him over an offensive lineman or any other position. It's like, why would you not give this guy the ball?
By the way, Chad, I know we have the Browns before the Ravens. I might have made a mistake. That's just typical of me. If you want to hang me for that, go for it. Anyways, yeah, I mean, if they're not going to give Harris, they drafted this guy, like you just said, first round, and they're not going to get him the carries that he should have in a game, especially with your aging Hall of Fame quarterback, you're kind of not setting yourself up for success. And that's not the first time this has happened this season. It's kind of getting frustrating. But, I mean, what else can we do at this point? I don't understand it.
I mean, dude, I'm right there with you. We can preach several times, and we have before. We can preach several times that this team's got to do this and that, and they have to be better. But the thing is, they should have been done that, and they haven't. And we know they won't.
It makes no sense, man. It's just not winning football offensively, in my opinion. And I guess this was kind of an unsaid segment that I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to tie it in with this recap. If the Steelers are going to make it to the playoffs, it's only going to be because of the defense. But the defense alone is not going to be able to win us games unless they get turnovers, pick sixes, things like that. But we're not going to win a Super Bowl with field goals. And it just seems like week in and week out, this offense does nothing worth mentioning. I mean, just scrolling down here, we can look at the receiving department. Deontay Johnson led the team with 38 yards. Do I really need to say anything else? Honestly,
Not really. Not really.
Gentry with his one reception was an amazing reception, but we didn't see him for the rest of the game. Targeted once. I don't know, a guy like that makes a move like that, 17 yards, you think they'd get him involved, especially after Freiermuth was injured, but doesn't make much sense to me. James Washington was targeted 5 times. 3 of those he caught, 36 yards. Chase Claypool, 0 receptions. One of which a lot of people I saw were giving him credit. Oh, it wasn't his fault. It was great defense. To me, it looked like a fucking drop. It just looked like an absolute drop. I mean, I get it was double coverage, but in my eyes, he dropped it.
Although it was a catchable ball, in my honest opinion. He had it in his hands.
By the way, it says 0 receptions, but how does he have 12 yards with 0 receptions? Hope that makes
Looking at the stats when we were on our way home from Pittsburgh, I saw that. I was kind of questioning that as well. Maybe it's some sort of error or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's a fucking ghost catch. That's what that is.
I think it was that one end around we did with Chase, but that's it.
Okay, I guess they count that as receiving, but
I guess.
I can't make it make sense. And I apologize, man. I really do for those that thought, oh man, the Twins went to a game, maybe their mood will improve. Let me tell you guys something. Everything we say about this team has nothing to do with our personal lives. It has everything to do with the team itself and how they're performing, and we can't sit here and pretend like these things don't exist. Otherwise, we'd be homers. And that's just not the case.
Like, listen, and it was our first Steelers game. It was a great experience. It's something I will never forget. I had an absolute blast with Dan, Kold Steel, and our sister Steel Blondie. It was fucking awesome. But as soon as we calmed down and we were brought back into reality, it's clearly shown that this team is not good. It's not.
It's not. There's no nice way to put it. I mean, the defense, arguably, certain weeks they do show up. They show some, some strength, some skills, some good. But then there's weeks where they don't show up at all. There's been times where TJ Watt would get off to a slow start and ends up being on the sideline because of an injury. Just so many things factoring into everything.
Well, let's not disregard the defense. Credit to them for forcing the turnovers and helping the team win. They did still allow 200 on the ground, which is no surprise to anyone. This Russian defense is still very poor. That should be no shock to anyone. It's still concerned. I mean, we got the win, but there's still reoccurring concerns with this team. But it's something you got to live with the rest of the year. I mean, there's no point in getting mad at it no more because there's nothing they can change. There's something they should have been changed. They can't at this point of the season. So you just got to live with it.
And I agree with you. I do.
And as you guys can see, as far as defense goes, Joe Schobert had the interception, which Dan and Bob absolutely lost their minds to, myself included. But I was kind of doing camera work in between everything. So, but their reactions were kind of priceless, man. And here's something we were talking about off stream, and I kind of want to bring it up because it just right on the screen there. In chat, can anybody tell us the issue with this? Like, does anyone notice that our safeties are leading the list in tackles? Does that make sense to anybody? I know me and the Twins know nothing about football, so I'm kind of hoping you guys could help us out because we do not understand football at all, according to some people. But I'm pretty sure your safeties aren't supposed to be leading in tackles. Pretty sure that's usually linebackers.
I don't think a free safety should have over 100 tackles on the season.
I'm pretty sure that's not normal.
That's not a great stat. I mean, tackling-wise by that individual, yeah, but from a team standpoint, no, it's not a great stat.
Would you dare say that kind of tells the story of one of the biggest issues with our defense is we have no defensive line outside of Hayward.
That ties in with how we allowed 200 on the ground on Sunday.
It's almost as if our safeties are playing linebacker, which is not good. Because if you got these guys playing linebacker, that's where situations happen where these guys come down thinking there's a run and they get caught out of place. Cornerback misses a spot. Hell, what was it? Julio Jones in the first quarter. Wide open. Thank God he wasn't thrown to. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the quarterback was sacked on that play.
I believe so.
Yeah. So thank God for that because, I mean, Julio Jones, prior to his injury, I mean, he was wide open on that play. And I'm sure there was other incidents where those situations occurred. And some of that has to do with the safeties not being in position because they're not being able to do so because of the defensive line issues.
Yep.
And that's really the only negative thing we can really say about the defense outside of some, players like Devin Bush, who honestly has been improving. At least to me, he has, which
week by week, the negativity towards Bush has dimmed down, which is always a good note.
Yeah, I mean, it's calmed down as far as, criticizing him, and his play on the field is starting to show up a little bit better, which is good, especially if this team is going to make it to the playoffs. But there's not really too much negative to really point out about this group of guys. I mean, could they be better? Absolutely. They're not the top in the league, but when you compare it to the offense, I mean, it's night and day. It really is. I would say there's probably only a handful of games this season where the Steelers offense actually did something worth mentioning. Handful of games where Harris was actually given 20 plus carries and got over 100 yards. Hasn't been much, though. And that's one of the things that just drives me nuts. And ironically, myself and the twins and my fiance were sitting in the crowd and watching the game. Really wasn't talking too much. But what do you know? Everyone around us, for some bizarre reason, we must have been in the fake fan section, guys. Would you agree with that? I think you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I do know where you're going, and I think you're right. We were in that sort of section.
We must have got tickets to the fake fan section because, would you know, fans around us, and we have no idea who these people are. We never spoke to them. I'm sure they don't watch our channels. They were literally talking about the same shit we do and have been, as far as criticizing the team. There was literally a guy right behind us telling Ben, hey, just pretend it's the fourth quarter, Ben. So, I mean, it ain't just us that's out here saying these things. But, fake fan, I guess, hashtag fake fan. Is that a new movement? We did the gross gang thing. I guess this will be the next going forward. I don't know. But give me your guys' final takeaway from this game, because we are going to start talking about the Chiefs, which is up next. Final thoughts on the Tennessee game.
Thank God for TJ Watt.
We need to actually talk about that before we get off it. We definitely do. TJ Watt, man, he is now the Steelers' sack leader in franchise history. He beat James Harrison. Now, how many more does he need to get the actual record?
14.
I believe, yeah.
I think he could get it, man.
It's crazy because I saw this this post on Twitter from the Steelers official Twitter, and it said most sacks in a single season by a defender, right? TJ Watt is on that list 4 times. And if you look at it closely, the years that he's on, each year he increases. How does this dude keep getting better?
Makes no sense to me, man. Makes no sense to me. It's almost as if this guy is a very good football player. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. My final thoughts on the whole Titans thing, though. Either way, how we look at it, a win is a win. I get it. We'll accept it. That's where we're at. Nothing is going to change going forward. I don't think the Steelers are going to be able to make any kind of additions that's going to change what we have on the field and what we see week to week. Moving on. This is the new situation, folks. Kansas City is dealing with an outbreak. And as you see in the title there, it has extended to their practice squad. This is bad news. This is absolute bad news because it's going to more than likely delay this game. My guess, the latest we'll be playing is Wednesday, which I don't know anybody in here that's going to want to watch football on Wednesday. Not me, especially Wednesday night. I have almost no interest in spending my Wednesday night watching a football game, but we might have to. And I don't think the Twins are going to be able to do that because they'll be at work. Unless, of course, they break the law.
Either way, we'd still watch the game.
You're going to have to find a way in that hellhole that you work in. But, man, what's your initial thoughts when you saw this stuff breaking out in the news as far as the Chiefs go?
Well, I've always thought that, and this goes back to last year, because I remember there were a few teams like the Ravens and Titans last year that screwed us over of a bye week or of an actual decent rest week. Because I think last year we faced the Ravens. I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday as well. Yeah. It was one of those days. So it brings me back to that, where the Steelers really got screwed over because of another team's outbreak. And that translates to this year, because even the Browns just suffered versus the Raiders. And they had to postpone their game to yesterday. And now we're getting 2 games today because of postponements. Personally, I think the team that has an outbreak should forfeit, because that's not fair to a team that has not broken any protocols.
And keep in mind, earlier in the season, that was one of the protocols.
Yep.
Originally.
That's what I was just about to say. I mean, that was what they put into it was set in stone. If your team caught an outbreak, you had to forfeit. And look at the NFL dancing.
Well, it appears the Steelers are about to get a short end of the stick again.
Of course. I mean, that's kind of where it's heading at this point. Just like you said, last year we had those situations, and now look at us now. This team needs as much help as we can get, let's be honest. So this is just not good.
But despite, the COVID cases and all that, and I'm sure more are coming for the Chiefs. I mean, they already have how many starters on the COVID list? Next thing we know, Mahomes is going to get it, and boom, immediately postponement. You know it's going to happen.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I don't wish it. Obviously, I hope it doesn't happen, but I don't want to say it's inevitable. But more cases are coming. It just matters who it is. But it just appears like. Yeah, we need as much help as possible, but I want the Chiefs at full strength, because I don't want no excuses or no, anything undermining how we got the win versus the Chiefs.
I'm honestly just sick of the false positivity.
Yeah.
And that's all this is going to do, is continue to breed the mouth breathers that breathe out of their own starfish. Hopefully YouTube doesn't catch that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going off the rails. Here we go. But it's just going to just give fuel to those who continue to spew this horseshit that this team is so-called Super Bowl bound. I can't talk. Jesus. That's a tongue twister. Super Bowl bound Steelers, right? I mean,
let me just say this. If we were Super Bowl bound, we would never have tied with the Lions. 2, we would never have went to overtime with Geno Smith as the Seahawks starting quarterback at Heinz Field on Sunday night. And 3, if you ask me for this game, depending on who could play, who could not play because of this outbreak in Kansas City, I still think we're going to struggle, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Because I know how this team is. And it shows week by week, game by game.
That's a scary thought. If this team has trouble against the Chiefs, who are dealing with an outbreak, I mean, what do you expect this team to do in the playoffs? With no offense.
If they struggle against a Chiefs team that could very well be filled with backups and practice squad guys, imagine if the Chiefs didn't have an outbreak.
Folks, I've said it before and I'll say it again, and it worries me, but if the Steelers make it to the Super Bowl, I will delete my channel. I will never make a video again. I'm putting that on record. But, on one hand, it'll be bittersweet because I won't be making content anymore, but I get to witness the team win a Super Bowl. So There you have it. I'm putting that on the line here. This could be the last hurrah. You just never know. Any given Sunday, they say. Hey, Gio with the $5, he says, hashtag Super Bowl bound Steelers. Oh, man.
You know it.
007 says another chance for that bozo. I must have missed something there. Trey says Steelers going to the Super Bowl. I guess I like the attitude, but how are you going to score in a Super Bowl without no offense?
Yeah, we're going to have to. Chris Boswell would be the Super Bowl MVP if that's the case. And I think that'd be the first time in NFL history a kicker will be Super Bowl MVP.
Man.
I think you're correct on that. That's how we're
going back to Steelers Chiefs history, right? I think it was, if I'm correct, the last time the Steelers won a playoff game, it was versus the Chiefs in the 2016 year when Boswell got all the points.
Mm.
And if you're asking the offense, to do that this week versus the Chiefs, despite who they're going to have because of the COVID outbreak, you're not going to succeed. You're not beating the Chiefs. This Chiefs team with field goals.
No, man, I don't see it happening. And that's why it's probably best for business that this team does play a COVID, Chiefs, like with all the guys that's going to be out in that game. If they do end up not being able to play, that's probably best scenario for us, really. But even then, I do see them struggling. I mean, if they're going to tie with the Lions, that doesn't really give us much hope for anything.
No.
And I haven't seen improvement. I got to make that clear. I haven't seen any improvement since that Lions game. It's just been the same old. Certain players miss a day or miss a game. Certain players come back. Gio with another $5 says, what we need to do is get Hayward on the offensive line. Honestly, his fucking aggression, it might work.
Put him at center, bro. Why not?
Yeah, see if he can pancake some guys. I think he could. Wow, did I just
he would.
I just used a football term. That's weird.
I
don't know football. I'm just a casual man. Leedy says the Lions blew out the Cardinals. The NFL's weird. You're right there. We were actually talking about that in the hotel.
That's some wild shit.
That is some unexplainable shit, honestly. I guess any given Sunday is a real thing. So who knows? Maybe the Steelers are going to shut us the fuck up and actually do win the Super Bowl, man. That would be interesting. Like I said, bittersweet because I'd have to delete my channel.
I mean, I hope the Steelers do something like that, but excuse me for trying to be a realist here. I just don't see it.
And you guys got to remember, too, our takes are week to week, man. If you're judging us, let's say I make a take this week and I say something that you don't agree with, and then you come back 3 weeks later and bring that up. We're week to week, bro. We're week to week. I mean, our takes are week to week. We're just basing a lot of things off of what's happening during the 7-day period. And right now, it's just not looking good. It's not looking good. And as far as the season goes, as far as the Steelers making the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, kind of basing our opinions off of the entire season so far. And there is a pattern that this team has fell into, and we're now in week 16. What do you expect? I don't see how this changes. I really don't. And now with this Chiefs COVID situation, it's going to probably delay the game to like I said, my guess Wednesday, where the following week we got to face off against the Browns, not the Ravens. I don't know why I said Ravens. I'm getting my games confused. We got to play the Browns on Monday Night Football at 8:00 or 8:15 to be exact. That is a mess because the Browns are obviously more than likely going to, hopefully for them, still be fighting for a playoff spot. But if they aren't, they're going to want to spoil the Steelers' chances of getting in there as well. So they're going to be playing spoiler more than likely. And
excuse me. Either they're going to play spoiler for us or for the Bengals, because if the Steelers want to make a playoff spot, their best chance is actually winning the division.
Right.
At this point, just based on the divisional rivals' remaining records. I mean, I know the Bengals got the Ravens this week. I think the Bengals got the Chiefs next week, and then they finish versus the Browns. So, say we do lose this game, obviously we'd have to sweep the Ravens and Browns. hoping that the Bengals lose their next 2 games,
Right.
or at least 2 of their last 3, which is not out of the realm of possibility, but it's still at the same time a long shot.
It is a long shot, but I mean, as the title says, man, this team is scratching. They're fighting to remain relevant in the playoff race. It is. I didn't believe this weeks ago, and I've been seeing this, floating around. So this is not my original saying, but the NFL in 2021 is the most bizarre season I think I've ever experienced. In general, it's not just the Steelers; it's just the entire freaking league, especially the AFC. Makes no sense. Up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left. Lions beating teams that they have no business beating, like the Cardinals. I can't make it make sense. I can't even make this team make sense. If I'm being honest,
makes no sense. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, like statistically, like the Titans were better, but we still won.
They were better in every aspect, and he had Bud Dupree back,
and we still won. How is that possible?
They had Bud Dupree and Julio Jones. I keep forgetting that too. I mean,
although Julio had literally no stats, yeah, you're right.
He had no stats in his game, but again, there was that one play in the first quarter where he was wide open, right down the left side of the field. Nobody dared to stop him, outside of the fact that there was a sack on the play, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. Yeah, you're right. Julio Jones, 0-0-0-0. He was targeted once. But I think he left the game with an injury, did he not? I'm pretty sure that was the case.
He did.
I believe so, yeah.
I should mention, too, the rushing yards. Foreman did have 108 yards on us. So the defense still is struggling against the run. And that is... These things are going to play a factor down the road once we get into playoff contention. You look at, for instance, last year with the 2021 or 2020 Steelers. Going into the playoffs then was just like, okay, we see some things that should make us competitive, but didn't happen to the second half in that Browns game. Just like, this season, it seems to be like a second half, specifically fourth quarter thing. This team likes to turn the motor on when they're down in the fourth quarter. I don't know why that is.
It's been reoccurring for years now, honestly.
Now that you mention it, you're right.
I was going to say, because if you dig deep at it, hell, even go to the Jags playoff game. I mean, the offense didn't start waking up until we were down.
Last year, I was arguing with you guys over this when you guys were picking against us. And for some reason, I thought it would be a great argument to bring up that the Steelers are a second half team. Looking back at it, it's like, bro, we should be playing 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Not 2.
No.
But man, my negativity is just, it's been there since the beginning of the channel, I guess, right?
Negativity, quote unquote.
Anyways, man, what else do we need to cover? We need to... I guess we kind of already touched on defense being our only hope, right? We agree on that. Defense is our...
I mean, what's the offense going to do? Let's be honest.
Well, you never know. Like I said, there was a few times this season where we did see some offense do a few things here and there, but if they can do that and like, let's say both sides of the ball are on the same page, they play 4 quarters. I mean, good things could happen in that situation, but we haven't really seen it.
No, we haven't. And the thing with the team is inconsistency, I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope they do better on offense. Don't get me wrong. That's my hope. It's just hard for me to see it based on how the team's always been.
Right. So as of now, the next game coming up is obviously the Chiefs. We've been talking about it. Game time is at 4:25. If the game is going to be on Sunday, I obviously will be live for that. But again, I have a feeling this game's probably going to get pushed back to either maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, but I could see it happening Wednesday. And as far as we're going to talk about this more on Friday, as far as the injury report and giving you guys a proper preview, Right now, Wormley is listed as questionable. Isaiah Buggs, Buddy Johnson, Kevin Radar are all out. And that was as of yesterday, so take that with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure Pat Freiermuth is going to be out. Now, if the games move back to Wednesday, I don't know if that changes the whole concussion protocol. Maybe somebody in chat can tell us if that is true, that he could be ready for that game. I don't want to see us play the Chiefs without Pat. I'm just going to be honest. Pat he's been pretty good on the field for us. So,
especially in the red zone, he's our main target there, and if he's not there, that's gonna hurt.
And you guys see the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not even going to mention this because this whole thing is going to be a disaster by the end of the week, as far as who's going to be out for this game. But this is who's all listed as of now officially on ESPN. I think there's definitely more names that were just mentioned not too long ago. The rumor was there was going to be 10 more people added to the list by tonight. So,
oh, I did not hear about that. That should be interesting.
Yeah, I saw it was from an official count. I saw it about an hour and a half ago or something like that. There's a report going around that there's going to be 10 more guys added to the list. One of my biggest worries, and this is something we really didn't touch, and this kind of ties into my worry against playing the Browns, not the Ravens. I can't believe I said Ravens. Playing the Browns on Monday Night Football is, when we play the Chiefs, is this going to make, like, is anybody on the Steelers going to end up catching COVID because of them playing the Chiefs, who obviously have an outbreak right now?
And that's something that I'm glad you brought up and should be talked about more. Yeah. You know, that's something to definitely keep an eye on.
Something to definitely keep our eye on. And boy, oh boy, if that happens.
Even if it is backups or some stars or whatever, you know, this thing spreads like anything else. So, and this thing is spreading around the NFL very fucking hard.
Yeah, 007 just said, he says more than 140 players around the NFL are on the COVID list. And I don't even think that number's accurate. I think it's even more. I think it's even way more than 140.
And for sure, it's going to get higher.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's not just football either. It's around the entire nation right now. I mean, this thing's really getting out of control with that new variant, which apparently is very contagious. I'll be surprised if I don't come down with it after we were just sitting around 60-some thousand people. So,
knock on wood.
Knock on freaking wood, man. Here we go. Show says, "What's up, brothers? What is going on, bro? How are you doing? How are you doing tonight?" I do want to touch in with some of the chat here, man, because you guys know how I do. I like talking to the chat. Michael says, "I'm vaccinated for polio, never had it." Try not to laugh, god damn it. Man. Michael, what is going on, bro, man? Wait, I thought they were all vaccinated, he says. Oh, shit. Jalen says, "What's up, Cole? What's going on, bro? What is going on, man?" VZ says, "Well, hello, good sir. What is going on, Vz?" My brother VZ got raided. Me and the twins were actually watching that while we were at a restaurant in Pittsburgh. Which I guess now we can kind of just jump into that discussion and give you guys a recap of how that went. Let's just say this. Back in April, we had one of the nicest hotels you could probably get in Pittsburgh. You know, we went out of our way to make sure that happened. And for this trip, we said, you know what, man? We're gonna be a little cheap. We got ourselves a decent hotel, nothing crazy, just a normal hotel, or at least that's what we thought. When I tell you we got into this hotel, and I've actually stayed in some pretty bad hotels over the years. I mean, bad. You know, kind of hotels where you might come outside and get jacked or get stabbed or shanked or something. Not even joking. But this hotel. Bob, do you know where I'm going with this?
Yes, of course. Go on.
It's so bad, man. And it sucks because the camera, they can't see my monitor right now. We had a fucking computer monitor for a TV. And it was like probably a TV from 2010. Somewhere around that era, my just uneducated guess.
It's a TV that I remember specifically having one time.
We tried to because Dan actually brought a Blu-ray player so we could watch movies, and we stopped at Walmart. We grabbed Venom. We're like, man, we're gonna have to watch this fucking movie on this very shitty TV. It gets worse, folks. So we get in the hotel, we get everything set up, or at least we thought we were getting it set up. We couldn't even find the HDMI, for Christ's sakes. Thing was like in under the compartment or something. It was just almost hidden. But luckily Rob was able to find it. And then we turned the movie on, and let me tell you, the fucking screen was like, it's almost like you couldn't even see the goddamn movie. In fact, honestly, I feel like we were probably better off putting it on our cell phone and taping it to the fucking wall. So that hotel gets 1 star from me. Not even that. If I really could give it 0, I would. And
I mean, you did say cheap, so you get what you pay for. But for
man,
still,
but
the
damn,
price
I mean, we still put up a little bit of money. God damn.
the price wasn't exactly cheap. Like, I mean, the bathroom door, the top hinge was kind of loose.
Here We Go Show has a great question. I don't want to get off the trip, but it's a great question that we didn't touch on. In fact, I don't think you guys really touched on it. I'm not sure. But he says, would love to hear your guess as to why Ben's trip to the stairs was, or what it was about. Any takes, Bob? Or Dan? Is Dan still alive? Or
I am here.
You doing good, bro?
I am surviving.
You are echoey as shit. Are you in a fucking
Yeah,
closet?
like, what happened to your audio? Are you underwater or something?
I am using a different mic. I apologize.
All right, you just shut the hell up from that one. All right, you're out of it. It's now me and the Rob show.
You sound like you're from the 1980s.
I am convinced he's sitting in a toilet right now. Anyways, what is your thoughts on Ben sitting on the steps, man? I don't know if you touched on that on your recap or not.
No, we I didn't even know it happened until we were on our way back from Pittsburgh. But I think Ben said in his interview that he wanted to have a moment for himself because he passed Philip Rivers for 5th all time in passing yardage. But I've also heard about him like potentially praying for Freiermuth because he got hit real hard, which is why he sustained a concussion. I don't know, or maybe it was him, understanding and kind of realizing like, wow, like this is one of my last games I'm going to be playing. So
right,
I think at that moment with the steps, he was just kind of for his career taking a moment for himself and probably grateful for his career and talking to God and everything like that. I mean, that's my honest opinion.
That is that's kind of I mean, it's interesting because you can really go like any direction with that.
It's probably all of the above.
I like how Ben didn't really answer the question either, like what he was actually doing. Because I even seen some people saying that he was cold, like he wanted to get out of the cold weather, which is believable.
Yeah, he was wearing sweatpants on the stairs.
And despite what Deke says from the Moats experience, this guy's telling me that he was out there in shorts. Kind of sounds like a myth to me, but because we were there, and let me tell you, if Deke was wearing fucking shorts, I seriously think somebody needs to get Deke. You might need check, bro. If you seriously, I want to see proof that he was out there in fucking shorts. I can't imagine any human being able to withstand that cold. Now, I get it. He said, because maybe we were up higher, and actually we were on the west wing. So it was, we had the river right there blowing fucking
right behind us. Yeah.
Titanic ice onto our legs and back. And maybe he was a little bit warmer down. I did see they had like the little fire going and shit, to keep them warm. But I just can't imagine somebody wearing fucking shorts. Maybe Ben was sitting on the steps because he was cold. That could be true. But you would think that Ben, after all these years, he's probably used to Pittsburgh weather. But
and nowadays, don't they have like heaters on the sidelines near the seats and stuff?
I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Steelers do.
So,
With all the money that this organization has, it would be very surprising.
Yeah.
007 says, breaking news. Ben is coming back for 2022. Tell me you're lying, sir. Please tell me you're lying.
I think I would have seen it on my feed by now, but I hope not.
All right, chat, we should do a poll, man. How many people want to see Big Ben back next season? Boy, did I get fucking thrown into a trash can when I made that video about Ben. Holy hell. I'm still getting comments to this day, by the way. From fucking idiots. Didn't I tell you guys I wasn't going to do this before the stream? God damn, I just can't stay off it.
Hey, it's live. It's live, you know?
This is why I'm actually considering I might actually stop doing the live streams and do pre-recorded because I have a tendency of going on rants. And sometimes you fuckers in chat, you fucking push me to do it, man. Bastards.
Kind of get sidetracked a bit.
A little bit, yeah, man. I mean, I kind of like that in a sense, though, because, you know, I like getting the chat involved with everything. I'm actually aware that sometime down the road that might not be possible, but...
Yeah.
Steeler Nation 412 has the ice cold emojis. Cold is better than the steaming heat. Only nice thing about the summer is the bikinis. He's not wrong.
I agree.
I have breaking news.
You have breaking news.
Well, as of 50 minutes ago.
What do your sources indicate?
Oh, fucking
Danny?
Christ, man. What are you about to drop on us?
Well, it has nothing to do with the Steelers except their previous history.
What are you talking about?
Le'Veon Bell is signed with the Bucks.
Oh, man. You got to be fucking kidding me.
Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell are on the same team once again.
Ring chaser.
Oh, man. You've got to be joking, right?
I am not.
You're joking. Chat.
I don't think he is.
Chat, tell me.
I don't think he is.
Stop. Well, you know what this might warrant, right? If this is true, and I'm going to check my goddamn sources because I don't want to believe it. Damn, I might have to go back to do this, though. Hold on a minute. Hold on, chat. I have something planned. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. We might have to relive this, folks. I think it's time for us to go back in time. I think I just spoiled it there. Give me a second. Give me a second. Dan, are you serious though? How'd you hold that in? This news.
Well, I just found out like 3 minutes ago while I was scrolling Twitter.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Lady says, wait, that's true? Oh no, man.
He's pulling a Shady McCoy.
Shout out to Shady, by the way. He's from our city. He is from our city. I think I just dropped all my fucking SD cards on the floor. That's great. Here we go. Show says, I watched your video on Ben. I totally agree with your opinion. Ben has been has shown some terrible leadership. That being said, he's also had a lot of good, in my opinion. Yeah, and you know, some of the comments there, I guess they're misunderstanding my point. I was talking about his leadership. It wasn't questioning his Hall of Fame status or anything in that general. I think since I'm an older fan, I was an adult when this team won Super Bowl XL. And I remember the defense being more important in those situations. So, but anyways, Le'Veon Bell. Let's take a trip, sir. For the record, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper. Nope. Just Blaze 412. Let's go. L Bell took an L, smoking that L2. The SI interview, that was a fail too. You say fuck us, but really Bell is fuck you. Cause you never got a chip and your rap straight suck too. Terrible towels waving up in the crowd. While Bell playing Fortnite, smoking that loud. Hey Bell, why you gotta act like a bitch? Up on TV crying, not making no sense. You just mad James Conner took your spot on the roster. Needing guarantees cause your knees like pasta. You ain't really real, you was straight up imposter. I'm just really mad you had nobody to stop you. I'm a realist. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. Le'Veon Bell, go fuck yourself, bro. Go fuck it. Twins, do you remember this epic diss song that I made years ago?
I do, and it's still as great as it was when you first recorded it.
VZ just said, don't forget he dissed you back. Yeah, indirectly. Indirectly, Bell never actually made a response to this. By the way, man, When I dropped this song, it actually got attention from Pittsburgh media. Man, those were the good days, weren't they?
Yeah, I remember that. It blew up a bit.
VZ says, in a Lambo at that. Man, fuck him, man. Anyways, that's what I think about Le'Veon Bell. Nothing's changed. And I just think it's funny that him and Antonio Brown are back together. Wow. A lot of former Steelers down there in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, AB, Bell, Leftwich, Ross Cockrell, for God's sake.
Yeah, he's actually a starter, too. That's kind of fucking wild.
Yeah, like, wow. Huh.
VZ with the laughing emojis. Michael says, L. Bell is the dumbest player to ever play in the NFL. I'm not going to argue. You know what's fucking hilarious? I have Le'Veon Bell's figure on my shelf up here. Still haven't taken it down, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. They need to make more of those. I don't think they make them anymore. I think they're cool. They look really nice on the shelf. But, man, I don't think there's really much else to touch on, man. We went over an hour in this live stream, so. Michael says, I shot mine. I actually have a Bell jersey, says Danielle. I think a lot of us still have Le'Veon Bell stuff. Twins, do you? Have you got rid of all your Le'Veon Bell stuff?
I think Dan still has autographed Le'Veon Bell jersey somewhere in the very back of his closet.
Really?
I believe so. I never owned anything of Le'Veon Bell, of merchandise or figures or anything like that, so.
Well, I still have the canvas somewhere around here. I don't know where the fuck it is, actually. I have his autographed canvas somewhere in this room. I think. I actually want to get the Three River Stadium chair up on the wall, man. I don't know how that would look, but that would
maybe
be kind of cool.
Try to get some sort of like massive frame that would fit in, maybe.
Maybe it might look stupid as well. I'm definitely going to get a shelf right here, though, to put the floating helmet, which you guys can't see right in here. Damn things! When we came back from the trip, it was stuck to the top. The power must have went out at some point.
You left it on?
Yeah, I don't know why I left it on. Yeah, I did. I had it on for like 5 days straight, bro. It was kind of stupid.
Jeez, I mean,
Steeler Nation says I met Bell and his mom and dad at a mall in Robbinsville years ago. Yeah, I actually met Bell in his rookie season and got his autograph. That was fun. That was real fun. Michael says I have an AB Bumblebee needs to be destroyed. Yeah, man, those fucking guys, man. By the way, maybe we should, before we get out of here, because we haven't did it in a while, I think it's time to do a plug, man. We get this going here. Is it going to load or not? Jesus Christ. Maybe we need to fix our damn website. SteelYinzers.com for all your Kold Steel and Steel Twins merchandise. As you guys can see, we got the infamous It's Jag-Off season t-shirts and hoodies up on the shop. And then, of course, there's the Run the Ball, which everyone remembers that moment. I think you actually kind of remade that this year, didn't you? Didn't you do another version of Run the Ball this year, Rob?
Yeah, I can't remember what game. I think it was the Bengals game earlier, the first meeting. I did. You know me when it comes to them not running the ball. Like, I let it out. Run the ball. That's the best impression I can do. I try to do it right now, but my voice is still a little shot from the Steelers game.
You guys
surprisingly, I didn't scream "Run the ball" in Pittsburgh. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, you guys are going through it. My fucking KSN is the notifications all messed up. Austin, 7 months as a KSN member, man. 7 months, which is ironic because that's what the Steelers are chasing. Number 7. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Definitely appreciate it. Local band says my last jersey I bought was Vance McDonald. You know what? I liked Vance McDonald. Twins, not so much. At least not in the beginning.
Not at the beginning, but we grew on him in the end. You know, he was a pretty dependable guy at times.
Yeah, I mean,
there
was nothing special about him, but
not the most consistent pass catcher. But he was a nice blocking tight end at times too.
Right. For sure, man. But guys, that is all the time we have for this episode. Before I get out of here, I will mention though that there is a chance going forward, I don't know if it'll be episode 10 or 11, I'm going to start doing these pre-recorded simply to give you guys better quality. We'll still do like watch parties so you guys can do the chat thing. And of course I'll be in the chat to kind of, you know, respond to people, but I want to make this podcast the best I can possibly make. And I think if I do it pre-recorded, it would come out a lot better. Obviously, we still have the watch parties, which will be 100% always live. And I think let's see, I think that was Dan. Dan, you're back.
I am back.
He's back. He's been kind of like hovering in and out, man.
I am under the weather. I apologize.
He is under the weather. I didn't want to say it unless you wanted to tell them that yourself.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. There's something going around. I know you had something similar last week. Maybe it's the Pittsburgh weather still attacking. I don't know, but
It was definitely me last week, man. I was going through it. That's as much as I want to share. Yeah. Chat, man. Yeah, we had a great time today. Me and the twins broke down a lot of different things. We even had Here We Go show in the chat. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. And anybody else? What'd you say?
No, I said for sure. It's a Here We Go show. Definitely give him a sub up.
Yeah, because I'm subscribed to him. Twins, I believe you guys are. But yeah, I think that's going to run it. Like I said, going forward, I'm probably going to start doing pre-recorded. I'm trying to get a new intro made, which I'm excited about. In fact, I'm actually recording my own vocals for a new intro song. Twins got a preview of it, man. I'm still working on it, but sounds pretty good. I'm just trying to find the right sound and putting the lyrics together. But yeah, that said, man, it is, I do believe, Tuesday, right? I always lose track of the days. It is Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
It is fucking Tuesday, and Christmas is right around the corner. In fact, the next episode 10 of this podcast will be Friday. I don't know if it'll be live or not, but either way, I have one more episode before Christmas. So if I don't see you guys for the next episode, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. I hope you enjoy yourselves. New Year's is around the corner. Make sure you guys plan out some good habits that you want to form for the New Year's. And hopefully the Steelers get some new habits. Because I am sick and tired of being stressed out every fucking Sunday. And I think everybody else is too. But, yeah. I'm going to get on out of here, Twins. You got anything to say before we leave? Where can they follow you? Although I'm pretty sure 99.9% of these people follow you already, but
if you don't, at Steel Twins on Twitter, at Steel _Twins on Instagram, or just hit up the @ in the title. It'll take us to the YouTube page. But other than that, man, go Steelers, and I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of the ride, no matter how it turns out.
damn right, man.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace.
Peace. Just to make it even more awkward. All right, so you guys can follow me at Kold Steel 412 on Twitter and Instagram. Although Instagram I don't really use much. That's my fault. Yeah. So that said, man, I'm going to get on out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. And I will see you guys Friday for the next episode of the Kold Steel Show. Here we go, Steelers. Freeze all the time.
Peace.